Most agents don't realize it, but the way you think about your business decides whether you're stuck chasing commission checks or building real wealth. So let me ask you, are you working a job or are you really building a business? I'm Jim Roche, and when I started in the industry, I was the definition of a hustler. Nonstop calls, late nights, all grind. But let me tell you the one thing. Here's the truth. Hustlers burn out. Entrepreneurs, they build businesses. And over the years, I've grown my team from basically myself to over 60 agents, and I've closed over $1 billion in sales in just 5 years. Not because I worked harder, but because I started thinking like a business owner and working smarter. Today, I'm breaking down what that shift looks like, how I made it myself, the 3 ways you can start building like a CEO instead of burning out like an employee. And at the end, I'm going to give you a challenge that can change how you run your business and how you start thinking about it right now and today. Most agents don't realize this, but there's a huge difference between working in real estate and owning a real estate business. When you're working a job, your income depends 100% on your efforts. When you're running a business, you're building systems, assets, and leverage that can work even when you're not grinding. But here's the trap. A lot of top producers look successful on Instagram, but behind the scenes, they're exhausted. They don't own a business. They own a job with a fancy marketing title or a cute Instagram handle. When I was early in my career, I started in a 6-month stretch where I thought I was killing it. Did about 20 plus deals, but I was also working 70 plus hours a week. My family barely saw me. My wife thought I was missing. And those closings just didn't end up happening at times because I was just so spread out. But that's when I realized I wasn't building a business and I was just running on a treadmill. Here's the second shift. Agents, you're not just salespeople. You're the CEO of your brand. Think about it. CEOs don't show up and take orders. They set strategy. They manage resources and they invest in growth. That's your role as an agent. Marketing, that's your marketing department, your advertising department. Client service, that's your customer support team. Time blocking, that's your operations schedule. Every decision you make, from what CRM you use, to how you spend your mornings, to how you follow up your leads, is a CEO level decision. When I started treating myself like a CEO, I stopped saying, I'll just do it all myself. Instead, I was saying, if I were the CEO of the company, would I be licking stamps or would I be designing flyers? No, I delegate. That's when I hired admin and support to help my business and help myself grow. And at that point, that's when my business tripled. Not just because I was working in my business, but I was fully working on my business. Let me get personal here. I used to wear the hustler badge of honor. Hustle culture. First in the office, last out, phone glued to my hand at all times. But honestly, I was truly, truly miserable. The shift came when I asked myself, am I building a company? Here's what changed for me. I stopped just tracking sales volume and started tracking profit. I started tracking actually producing systems and actual growth of my agents. I stopped hiring based off of what I could afford today and started hiring towards the company I wanted to build tomorrow. I stopped chasing every lead myself and started empowering others to close the leads. That shift from hustler to entrepreneur, that's the true turning point. It took me from an individual successful man to building a large team and operating a team and a sales company across the country. And that's business, and that's a business that can last. So how do you actually do it? Let me give you a 3-step plan that you could start with this week. Number 1, track your numbers. Track them like a CEO. Not just your sales, but your KPIs, conversions rates, cost per lead, your ROI on marketing. You don't need to know your numbers. You need to obsess over them. You can't be running a business if you're guessing. Number 2, you need to start investing in systems. Your CRM, transaction management, emails, automated follow-ups. Systems save you time from burnout and give you your time back. And then number 3, you need to build the team around you. Even if you can't afford staff yet, partnerships, lenders, inspectors, attorneys, mentors. Eventually, then you'll build yourself up to point to be able to add that marketing or admin help. So here's the bottom line. If you're an agent and you think you're working like an employee, you probably are. Agents who think like entrepreneurs, build like business owners, build wealth and build freedom, and that's the mindset shift. So here's my challenge to you this week. Sit down and audit your business. Write out 2 lists. One side, everything you're doing like an employee. On the other, everything you should be doing like a CEO. Then take that one thing on your employee list and see how you can move it off of there. See how you can actually begin to chip away and build the blocks that will help your business grow forever. If you think this helped you, hit subscribe. Every week I'm sharing the top playbooks that top agents around the country are using to scale their business, not just as hustlers, but business owners and entrepreneurs.